And yeehaw! And here's the sequel. For the first one, whereby you heard the cop sirens. Now, every time the cop sirens sound, it's because now downstairs here, the Unit 25, they have, Steve, whoever that thinks they're me, Totiana, I believe, to have like two Dimas. Like, I'm telling you, this is the most idiotic plan ever. So, they had like 911 email me, tell me where he is. And then he had me like forced on Apple, like to have my YouTube on live, hoping that then I would like get it and go knock at his door. But I don't function this way. Like, I don't come from a world where I even think the thoughts of the Hordoba type. So apparently I was just listening to 2 minutes of like Spiritual Gangsters, like transmission now. He listens to advice from like idiots, like, sorry, but any guy who needs to ask for advice about his own life and heart and like marriage and personal life, that's surely a Muslim. I mean, any guy who has a wife he married in Tennessee for ARCHEA, Aurora, and another wife he married in Beirut for Dimat Ibrahim, and none of them is that, who imposes duality on all the world. And if anybody listens to him, please, honestly, if you listen to him and if you favor that, anywhere I go, just tell me, please, ma'am, don't sit at my bar. I don't want you to serve me. I don't want you to be around me. I don't want you to fool me anymore. So what happened yesterday, after I went back from the smokehouse to the Triangle, he keeps hacking into my phone, changing the configuration to make me go places. When I go places, he never shows up. It's really weird. So they're like telling me to go someplace. Instead, I was going to Island Printer to print my files to send by mail. And then I sit at the bar and I interview people like for face value, because I've always been prime period energy. So like, what do you do? So who's on schedule? Oh, that's the manager. He rotates people. Oh, great, good. But then they think that I'm trying to like get a job. I'm mother of new creation. I'm not gonna go back to that. If they think that, oh, now Dima Tabrawi, the other one is pregnant, so she's mothered, but I'm gonna have to go work because I'm the guy. No, I'm not. Literally, this is not gonna fly at all. So, I'm sitting there, and then they, have their op buddies who they brought from Indiana, whose name is David, because, David favored the, like, guru from India, like Osho, Bhagwan, Meher Baba, yada, yada. He went to India, to Pune, and, like, they're trying to, do the, like, Buddha thing where, like, I don't get a resurrection. Like, it's all Antichrist agenda with a fake Israel and the terrorist people. So, they send a guy who like sits, a seat further, and I'm buying my own drinks, and then, he offers a drink like last minute, like it's all staged so that then the fraud for Uriel like manipulates the music and plays a song that goes, "Don't you want me, baby?" So then I go, okay, he might want to try to like, so I go to like just swirl around, out of like common decency, common courtesy, common sense. I mean, he's a being I've shared some times with, and I only came back here to meet him. I did not come back for any other reason. The only reason why I came back to this island is because we had made a deal, him and I, that in a year from my departure, he would either ship my shit wherever I am, or I'm going to come pick it up. Now, I am a woman of my word. Like, when I give my word to someone, I don't then, like, take them from granted and jerk them around, kill their family, rob them. Like, I am not from this lineage of fake light-bringing people. So I come from the real lineage of the light-bringer. Like, so I'm sitting there, he buys me the next drink, but I leave and I don't even touch it, to like, honor like the man, the ghost that robbed me. So then he's not there. His friend from Georgia is out there on the passenger seat, just sitting there, and then the guy had told me to come back, and it was like raining cats and dogs, because obviously Steven was just probably already banging other people. I came back to the bar. The bartender had texted me, "Sweetie, you only left your credit card." Excuse me, I had left like not only money, but I had like left a lot in tips. And I'm like, what? And then they're like, "Oh, I'm sorry, my female bartender, she already like clocked out and she took the money." So she took the money to go fuck him. Like, he just used me to like pay. He stole the money to fuck the bartender, then to like, they tried to send me to shipyard, whereby the first few moments that I like like left to Florida, and then I didn't know that it was a plan already pre-planned with their black magic to have me go to towards Iran, and then call me Bailey because I ran. Now, I never ran. I don't run. I stay. And I work, and I keep working, and I keep busting the balls of every loser and every wiener and every thief under the sun. That's all I do every single day. I wake up to go an al-haq, and I will stand on every roof, and I show it for face value. So, oh, great. And next thing you know, the guy is like completely playing along with these people. He takes the bartender aside, and then they take me to Shipyard, whereby I had stayed over there at some point. I had to leave Wexford because I noticed it was like really criminal of anyone, by the name of Ayaquinta to go pick me up from Steven's next door parking lot with a, fraud broad called Haley, waitress, like a bartender at, Enchilada, who all the island, everyone has been planning this years. Like, all you are wasting your time. Instead of embracing me, celebrating me, and accepting me for who I am, you waste your time every day being thief, crooks, liars, and little perverts, fake marriages. Oh, your wife is there, you're a golfer, you come to have fun with the sluts of Hilton World, and then they want me to become one of them, and they want to force rape me now, because the guy can't talk to me. He tried to force marry me to Andrew, who's the first guy who conspired in taking my application, totally denying that I am applying for Aurora as an American citizen, totally denying that, mistreating me, abusing me, going out of the house, giving my rainbow bracelet to Cordoba. All of them were fucking Cordoba, giving her all my juice. I was being kept under cameras. This has been going on for too long, and he used to take my debit card and go get the other girls to, like, under cameras, go pay at the gas stations in Tennessee so that they can have a fake court case saying that they're the actual Dima Tabrawi and I'm some douchebag fraud that's a wannabe. They're still playing the same octave. And then you want me to go toward the first guy who totally chopped off the resurrection. I mean, these people not only do not have a brain, they're dumb. It's like, how can you be so fucking stupid? Don't ask is the answer. And how would even Andrew think the thought that, like, it's even gonna be envisageable? I don't know. I do not comprehend the audacity. Next thing they take me to Shipyard. The guy is a Capricorn. So these people have a fixation. They think that, if Lawrence Frida's mom told me that he's a special kid and I have to marry him, then I'm gonna. So the whole subject of the BCDC arrest, they placed a chick who was entered as Jane Doe, but her actual name was Brandy Bedingfield, and she was Capricorn, and then they had her just it was a fraud for arrest too. She just stole the juice from Walmart and stole clothes from TJ Maxx. She stole $600 worth of clothes from TJ Maxx. They didn't arrest her for that, but they arrested her because she stole a bottle of Fanta from Walmart, because the Walmart people called the cops on her, but not the TJ Maxx people. So that Capricorn, is always there. And then they got her out of BCDC inmate world when they needed her to go get started on fucking Steven, because that's what they do to steal my energy nonstop. He went as far as fucking one of the inmates to impregnate it on October. She was born October 5, just for Tatiana to rob my energy vicariously through that. And apparently they wanted me to be the one who's gonna, get banged in the jail, to stay there, and then put me have my baby over there and then take the baby or something, so the inmate, the CEOs, they literally made me flush my tampon down the toilet the first day. They just wanted me to stay there forever and just keep using me. That is pure hate. So long story short, they take me to Shipyard, whereby this Casey guy in the past, he's a alcoholic person that lives in Evian. He drinks Jack and Coke since morning to night. And then, he wakes up decent, but then he shifts and he goes, "You're not an ARCHEA!" Ah! And he starts to run toward me and aggress me and be violent. And then, when Steve came to pick me up to get me out of there one day, he's like, "Thank you, Steven," And then he said my maiden name, my nickname, whatever. And so, this has been going on for so long. Like, they only made the Shasta thing for Amy to tell me not to come back to Hilton Head, for them to go get me to go to LA when they brought Tatiana to the house, and, Cordoba. They wanted to just, like, smack me downward to LA, and then, get Cordoba for my resurrection, and then they want me to just, like, go back to, like, Michael or whoever, in Mission House. Instead, I came here. And Lee Wood had already the snakes from Jerusalem already set up so that I don't take the plane back to Beirut, because I had already seen all the visions at Beirut Refugee Airport with all the balloons and the welcome home, and I would have gotten my transformation over there, like I was gotten my resurrection and everything. But instead, they wanted to keep me here to rob everything, to kill my mom, to rob the money, to rob my identity. So United States of America, is a nation of terrorists. Like, that is completely now. It's written in that is the basis of life on earth. That's number one. Number two, for a group of people to think that it's okay to, like, pimp me around, traffic me around, to, like, like, even send married men who accept to take this as, please. And then if you sit with me at a table, you pay me. These people have been sending you rapist people, who just, slide in like a last, hurry to then take me places to, get me either Mark from Facebook or whatever. And I'm going to sue that lawyer Mark from House of the Future for daring to not allow me to go see my mother, for them to kill her and steal my money first. So I asked the uncle now, because this is very serious matters. I mean, we're going to have to, fix this at the root, hopefully in a timely manner, because this is no longer possible. I mean, for people to plan to send people from other states to take me to their place so that I can be under camera, so that they can, bank someone else over there to give her ARCHEA Aurora, keep her there, and then give me Dima and then come back and, like, fuck, and Steve comes in and go, yeah, I'm here, oh, here's your money, oh my God. But then instead now they're like, oh, they're gonna give Britney Spears' mom a car. Like, I don't want your car, I don't want your 2 cents. All I ever fucking asked for when I met you, Steve, and I blocked everyone off because I knew since day one that all these island people never loved me, never cared for me. All they ever did was jack shit about me, gossip with a stupid Bikram world from India and beyond, plot on me, hire Billy to take me down for this plan. This was never love. This island never loved me. I was the only radiant thing, jewel. Every day walking, going everywhere on my bike, glorifying, lighting up the whole place, and they serve me back with robbery and bullshit. So this is the end of that. I am literally praying for speeded, like, divine instant intervention. However it comes, hopefully this package arrives out of the future. They get, they wrap their head around it, and hopefully the surgery activates them. So please, if House of the Future, anybody, and, listening, this is going to have to become the house of now. Because as long as you don't have the present moment of now, no future is going to do you any good. So now you're going to have to practice the surgery, meditate every day with the trees, do your exercises. And I planned it as in, you're going to get the surgery first, and then a few days later, you're going to get the sentimental letter. So you already have the means and the tools to meditate with the trees to, detox the emotions that are going to come. Because if you incriminated me wrongly, you're gonna cry a lot, because you made me suffer to hell and beyond, and I did not deserve any of that. I only left out of common sense, common courtesy, common decency, to respect my parents' marriage and their personal will with each other. I didn't want to be in the way, but that does not mean that I'm gonna give up my heritage. And my grandmother, before she died, told me, this is your home. So I don't care about any lawyer or any court or any motherfucker. This is my home. This is my home. And when I go back, guess what, Muna? Not only do I live like a princess, sweetie, I live like a goddess, empress, queen, because guess what? I did the work for myself, and I found out the whole truth, and I fought, and I lived on every street, and I survived every murder attempt. You tried to call me at David's to ruin my life. I went to California, you said never come here. If you really cared for me, you would have never, ever watched me squirm on the streets the way you did. You are not welcome in my home. I'm going to reclaim my home, and I'm going to kick you out. And I need Fadi now to be really honest, because I need to see the true colors of your heart too. And I know you will support this. My Godfather and my Godson, and myself, Holy Spirit in the middle. So, Fadi, Fuad, myself in the middle, Holy Spirit, this is the Holy Trinity. That's how I operate. That's how I channel. That is my truth. You like it? Good. You don't like it? I don't validate or acknowledge any of this 5D bullshit. I do not have any sisters. You know, I don't know that I'll need to go back south, but if I do, please, you know, take that into accountability. Like, it's enough. Honestly, you can't treat me for who I'm not. It's enough. You can't continue making fools out of yourselves. For real at this point. For real. So they have, you know, this fetish like, oh, if it's not Lee Wood, it's gonna be Lawrence Frieda because they think that I'm playing magical chairs with them. Oh, and if it's not that, then it's Tyler. Oh, who is gonna get her from the Dima thing? Since we don't want her to be Aurora, we're gonna stop every attempt because we want to stop the resurrection. Because we want her to have money and we want her to beat Christine because we want Ukraine versus Russia. You're really limited and very narrow, like, minded because you all have ego minds, basically. So all I can say is, you know, for anyone to plan to send people to force me, you know, to fail mission. And then the funniest part was that guy from Georgia, like, outside was like, oh my God, my daughter would never, you know, get married, like have sex before marriage, and she's like a devout believer in God, and she doesn't smoke weed or do like cigarettes or like booze, and she's 9. So we were talking like about like legalizing because of the transfer and everything. And then he's like, we don't want like weed legalized because then it's danger for our case. Excuse me. First of all, if you legalize weed, it means like a dispensary in LA, there's cops at the door, there's cops downstairs, they check your bag when you go out, when you go in, they check your ID, they check everything. At least you know that the weed you're buying is not sprayed by some stupid bullshit or trying to, you know, date rape, kill you, or buying it off the streets. And at least any person sitting there, you know, instead of like, you know, fantasizing over pornography, Hordoba, oh my God, Hordoba, they're fucking, look at the head, look at the it. No, go fucking ass, go get some fucking weed, sit for yourself and internalize and do the goddamn work, you fucking losers. And I even called the cops and I told them, as police forces, I recommend, if there's a bunch of terrorists in the room, circle a joint. If one of the hoes don't have a puff, arrest her. Because any hoe who don't have a puff of weed means she never faced herself, she never faced her personal issues. That's why they hide under my skirts, that's why they steal my identity and run around like idiots. And you clap for them, oh, they're good girls. Oh, so you're gonna hire the like most, you know, demented and oldest mayor to turn Hilton World into the most demented form of places ever, instead of like working towards progression, hostels, whatever. You want to keep it to be like a town of dirty golfers who come here to get sucked off by the Hilton Head little whores, led by Hordoba, Toti, Ambura, oh my God, Carol, oh, Victoria, Big Crown. Oh my God, seriously, you are disgraces to yourselves, to humanity, to the fauna and the flora. You are self-hateful creatures. You respect your turtles more than yourselves. It's all dark for the reptiles. You're all a bunch of reptilian people with no heart, no brain. You're all greedy and disgusting. And that is it. And if you dare send me one more agent up to take me someplace, to get me raped, for you guys to stop whatever you're getting, stop. I deserve to sit at a place any time on earth, any hour of the day, and meet genuine people who actually want to meet me for me and love me for me. So if you can't do that, screw off. Thank you.